Okay, y'all, we're going to start I guess this is a podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the planning that I have going on with the business plan for the United States of America and revamping the whole political system. Now, first off, I want to tell you that it's really not as hard as it sounds to revamp a whole system that just plain and simple is not working. Whether you're red or blue, it only works for the rich. It only works for the rich. We're not in a democracy. We're in a dictatorship, and we have been for quite some time, and we've really allowed ourselves to be abused. And even some good leaders we've had in the past, they've literally been, their hands have been tied. Just to let everybody know. So we'll try to take this into digestible pieces, and we'll just kind of like evolve it. The way to get anything done is through action, not concept. Any conversation you have with Pelosi, Schumer, Newsom, they're dumb as rocks. Obama, Kamala, Biden, it's all conceptual. So the product that we're creating is action plans. That's the product. It's you becoming successful in your dreams, some of which will be paid for by the government. But there must be results in the work. You must have a business plan. Some of these jobs are going to be federal jobs. Some of these jobs are going to be military jobs, and some of these jobs will be businesses. No such thing as a nonprofit. A nonprofit doesn't get to write off anything, otherwise it's a business for profit. Consider that for a moment. We established on the TikTok page that our definite purpose as a baseline is going to be the USA gets peace. Not just peace and physical, but peace of mind. Living in the awareness game. And we are going to be, the definite purpose is in ways of being, of honesty, openness, comfort, safety, trust, ease, fairness, which includes our finances, communication, which is our finances, genuine finances. All of this is finances. So most of you Democrats always focus on conceptual actions, which aren't actions, they're concepts. Oh, look, I just changed the world. But without action, it's concept. Let me just sign my signature, which is what they all do, and look cool in front of the world. However, nothing gets done, and 4 years later, we're up to a new re-election. I mean, this isn't going to happen in 8 years. This isn't going to happen in 4 years. This is going to take a long time, but it's not going to take that long. Meaning, to get the systems into place, it's not going to take a long time, but to establish a well-oiled machine, it might take a little time. It will take a little time of getting all the puzzle pieces together to get people on board with the concepts, which become actions. It's like, oh yeah, that's what you meant by that. Yeah, that's what I meant by that. Not to mention those that will try to portray themselves in one light, but then be another light, which is called darkness. The government is a service-based business, but it's also a product-based business. The government is a service-based business, but it's also a product-based business. We'll just sit with that for a moment. Meaning, you got to take a look as your government as a business. And if you can run it like a business, then you have law and order. If you run it like the Democrats have been running it, then you have a dictatorship. We discussed this yesterday with Karl Marx and what socialism means and how we're being told what we want, which is evident all over TikTok. We don't want to watch trashy women wear skimpy dresses and go to the Emirates home and embarrass America as they claim they're from the Middle East. Who is our market and who are our people are the United States of America, and it's the good people, not trash heaps. Meaning the rich people are not involved in these decisions. You want to hear me on that? Rich people are not involved in these decisions. If you aren't in farming, then I do not want you touching farming industry. However, that's not what's going on now, is it? We need to have a multidimensional caregiver in each aspect of everything that we're into. You write the worst reports on purpose to where it's not understandable to the normal human being. To look cool. The cooler it sounds, the more likely you are to get money, but that's going to change. Concept over action? No longer. Action over concept. What are you going to actually do? Let's get started here in discussing some things. Trump. All the investigations, you're all donezo. Enough is enough. That was a ploy and a plot to get him to quit. That was a plot for everyone to put him under the bus and to destroy him. However, you saw how powerful he was in his own self-awareness game. He has money. He did not have to be the president of the United States, nor did he need to reinstate a lot of these discussions around traveling with his money across the country to support America as America falls to its rubble. It's like really boring to watch Biden on stage and Obama bullshit us. It's really boring. Not to mention all these investigations. It's like, seriously? Who exactly are you trying to look cool for, Pelosi? You're ugly as shit, by the way. You disgust me looking at your face. It's like you should have done some wrinkle cream. Education. What we will do with education is we will set it up in grade levels. And then we will separate each subject that we will be teaching in grade levels. Which conversation will we have in each grade level? We're reverting back to old systems where these test-taking bullcrap, you're still going to take tests. However, you will not be taking a test every 3 months. It's like dumb. What exactly are you learning? They didn't learn nothing. They can't even write a business plan. Nor are they interested in learning a business plan because that's how uneducated this millennial generation is. It's pathetic. And then you got people like Gary Vaynerchuk and Elon Musk and Joe Rogan saying don't go to college. However, they're not researching on Google, nor are they reading books, nor are they advancing society. Which tells you what? that we are reverting in society with our educational system. We are way far behind China. However, with me on board, we're ahead of the game. China has internal organized crime that's working with America in internal organized crime. That's how and why the educational system for these millennial generations was plotted and planned. Make them dumb, make them think we get richer, you get poorer, and not just in money, but in self-esteem, the ability to think for yourself, independence, self-esteem, etc., etc., etc. But let's make them think that they're going to get rich, money-wise. So you could see on the TikTok internet the stages of vast viralism, inflection of particular content now, which is psychotic. Trailer park trash is leading the space. Empty content is ruling the platform. And then everyone else just sits there and says nothing. We will take control of a TikTok platform. No, really take control, because right now we've got millennials who are making themselves go viral and have been instructed to pick and choose who will go viral. So we will actually nominate a community of individuals of all ages to create a, what is it called? It's not a disinformation board. It's a class society or something like that. They're trying to stop me from creating with y'all at this time. That's how pathetic they are. So you really want to get that's like always in the background as you try to progress us forward into community. So with education, we will pick grade level. We're going to do grade levels, right? And then it's all multi-level marketing. And then off of each grade level, there will be subject matters. And then we'll have a baseline of what each grade should teach. And then we'll have a localized, what do you want to learn? Meaning you're not really going to learn about farming if you live in LA. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to learn locally, because if somebody doesn't want to move around, they don't have to move around, but they need to know about the land they live on. Meaning when I was in 8th grade, we did Georgia History Month, or Georgia History was our history class. And then teachers need to have like big overhaul. Like they're so dumb. It's like, oh my God. And they are not allowed to teach anything about socialism and all that other crap they're trying to teach your kids. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like pathetic. It's like, what happened to good teachers? The good ones quit. All right, we're going to work on your pay scale as well, because we're not going to be working a whole lot with nuclear weapons, are we? We won't really need to. We already have nuclear weapons. And there will be investigations because there are reports. There are a bunch of, everything has a report to cover their asses to paint the picture in case they get caught. So the number one thing, the internal organized crime must be exposed. So the FBI is going to be on that one. And they already have a lot. That goes for them as the lead when it comes to the internet. The Central Intelligence Agency will be eliminated. And dispersed in information somehow, but I haven't decided yet. Because once you become aware of how it works, then we will never have this again. We will have, basically what I'm telling you is we're going to have organizations that keep an eye on all of it. We've got gun control on the list, which you will be able to carry. The right to bear arms is on the Constitution. You do get that, right? The Constitution says the right to bear arms, and they're taking your constitutional rights. The amendments they're taking away from you, however, they're declaring democracy. That's the crazy part. They're trying to take your guns away, and they're trying to create where you don't have freedom of speech. However, freedom of speech is like the number 1. And I forget what number gun control is, but I think it's like 3 or 4. We're replacing the slavery one with internet stuff. Taking that shit off. Fuck that shit. I don't want to be looking at that shit all the time and then listening to you moan and cry when you got $400 million in your bank account. It's like pathetic. That's on you. We're going to create conversations with other countries, and we're going to alleviate their bullshit. We already discussed this in another level of creating relationships with other countries like Russia and China, and we're going to have a global law. We'll have global laws. Meaning, what happens if you go to another country and you violate someone's law? Things like that. Because if someone spray paints in Taiwan, it's a different punishment than it is here in America. So we'll just be looking at those things. We will not be giving $40 billion to the Green Deal yet. We will be working as a collective, as a global collective, for everybody to be putting in what they can put in. And globally working on Earth and its savior. As far as the working class and the homeless, I've discussed with you this many times. We will be looking at getting tiny houses, teaching them on lifestyle skills. We will be adjusting pay scales where the corporate America will not be making billions any longer. What you do as your job, you will earn, meaning as childcare workers, you should be making at least $18 per hour. So we will be adjusting everything in the financial realm when it comes to the government and what they pay. And if we have to take money away from our senators and our corporate America, that will be what we do. Meaning they consistently want to create more income for themselves while we suffer. Because that's the mentality of what the Democratic Party has created for us. It's always about the bottom line. How can I get? Well, that one says, what about me? And now I have resentment and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. It might look a little like you can only make 30% above blah, 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 blah. It, to this day, baffles me how you wouldn't want your team to be paid accordingly to success. It just doesn't make any sense to me because I'm a giver while you all are takers. Not to mention, we will be examining taxes, which I thought about this in the car today, and it's like, well, why don't you just give us a percentage? Write off this, write off that. It takes 10 billion years to do your taxes. Percentage here, percentage here, percent. This is how much you're going to get percentage. Split it up. That's it. This is tax, 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 tax. You get sales tax, you get federal tax, and then it takes forever to do your taxes. And then the rich still get richer because they write off all their vacations as if they're business trips, including massages, including their hair, including their makeup, and that's not going to fly any longer. We will incorporate partnerships with other countries. If they put their money in hidden accounts in other countries, we will create the partnership with those countries to tell them if they have that going on in their country, they will receive a percentage for tattling on them. Fair. I do not give a shit when a gentleman is lying in the streets with 3 other people because they can't buy or pay for a tiny house. Or the lady at Dunkin' Donuts who does a fabulous job only makes, what, $10 per hour, if that? While Dunkin' Donuts makes $1 million and gives hundreds of thousands of dollars to a little twit girl for doing a 1-minute picture like this. That's BLM. That's what we are screaming at when a hoe comes into Walmart and tries to subdue us as a society because she looks a certain way, because she has a certain amount of money, and she seduced some loser who's dumb as rocks and thinks because he has a trophy wife, he'll be able to make more money. That will be combated, and that will be jail time. We have civil rights. We don't give a crap what size underwear, diarrhea underwear with skid marks you wear. Not to mention how weird you look. What is wrong with your face? Oh my God. It's like little kids going, is that a real person or is that a robot? I'm like actually kind of weirded out that person doesn't have a parent. It's like I was really weirded out by it. I'm like, is that a real person? Is that a real person or is that a robot? I'm a Stepford wife. Oh. The business plan is to take out the men that are attached to those women. That's called our corporate America agency. We will be teaching family representation and modeling family behavior. So it's all a little intertwined. And the female plastic will be examined as a parent, meaning if you have a YouTube page. It's going to be under the internet, who the internal organized crime will be taking a look at. That's attached to the FBI, and your children will be taken from you. We will also be revamping the discussion around adoption and letting children decide in earlier years who they want to live with. Meaning you don't have to be 11 or 12. You don't have to stand in front of the parents either, but you need to tell me who you want to live with. You could be as young as 3 years old. Too bad. Baby, do you want to live with daddy or do you want to live with your mom? She said dad, her dad. If the baby goes with the dad, the mom doesn't get anything, including alimony. That's going to be a law. We will also be looking into the judicial system and see who they have lunch with. Meaning, if you are a politician, you'll be highly monitored. Meaning, if you have a corporate office or anyone that's in a higher socialism experience, then you will be documenting who you go to lunch with. If you consider it a business meeting or personal, it will be noted and a report will be written. It's part of the job. Shouldn't take you 10 minutes. It should take us less than a minute to read a 4-paragraph or 4-sentence paragraph, especially if it's personal. I don't really give a shit who's cheating on who. However, it should be documented so now we can see the trail working through some of that energy, because you do know that in Hollywood, the judges and such are paid under the table by the females, right? You do know that, right? This whole thing is a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory either. It's just plain corruption. Today was more proof of what Gary Vaynerchuk is up to. The fact that you can even tolerate spending 5 minutes next to that, it baffles my brain. And then to act like a loving boyfriend tells me a lot about your character. We'll be investigating corporate America, and we will no longer be utilizing other countries to provide services such as cheap labor and products to abuse humans in other countries for your own personal gain. We will be evaluating companies like Amazon, as monopolies are illegal. You do know that, right? I'm not really sure how Jeff Bezos thinks that he could get away with being a monopoly. Being so powerful that he shuns down any other company that's trying to create a similar idea. I don't give a shit. Not to mention your trash heap girlfriend that you try to prostitute. Let's see what else. We will be teaching customer service. So we will actually have CE courses for our Senate and our House of Representatives. They will be required to take classes that involved civil rights, constitutional information, customer service, family representation, and things like that, which actually in the long run might be kind of fun. Meaning you have to provide yourself as a senator so many CEs per year. You expect it from us as a dental hygiene community. So I expect it from you as a House of Representative team. How is it okay for me, but not for you? My question. We will be discussing and having a marketing board that will distinguish and look at different systems around the marketing industry, and no bribery will be allowed. Meaning any exchange of senator to marketing company or corporation will be documented. Not to mention, we'll be creating regulations on marketing. Which will actually confine you to a lot of normal creation of content, actually. Laws and rules do apply. You see, as normals, you really want to get that all these laws and rules are assisting you, because you're kind of freaking out if you're like a small marketing company. Don't worry. You're not doing anything wrong. They are. As far as music industry in Hollywood, we will be doing a full investigation on slave labor, not only for celebrities. We will be uncovering the organized crime within Hollywood, utilizing, again, the FBI organization, music industry, and it will be illegal for Hollywood to participate in politics, in marketing sensations, which it has been until Obama came around. And politicians will not be allowed to go on Jimmy Kimmel. Nor will they be allowed to pay for your campaign. Steven Spielberg. We will be looking at the healthcare system, not only in insurances, but we will also be looking at dental and insurance. And we will be taking a look deeper into how the politics have exposed us to illness, pharmacology, and the rest. No government should be paid by a medical company. However, you will be paying taxes. It likely will be a flat rate every single year that will force you to drive your business, as in percentages. Meaning it won't even matter how much you spend, you're still going to be paying the same amount of money. And there is no cap out of how much money you will be paying, because this is a society of community, not of selfishness, which is what it is at this time. Not to mention, we'll be uncovering and listing every property that every rich person above a certain amount owns. Not necessarily the address, but definitely the state and location. Because we ain't putting up with your dumb shit no more, you hear me? We're going to take a look at patents. We're going to be taking a look at music industry and the ownership of music, because there's no such thing as ownership of music. Meaning, if you created a song by Maroon 5 and it plays on TikTok, I'm not sure why the organization known as TikTok has to pay the music industry. I'm not sure why at some point the music becomes what? A business instead of creativity. Meaning we're basically cutting out the middleman. You will no longer actually have music industries. You really don't need it. They're actually closing, just to let y'all know. But we'll be taking a look at all of this, and we will be putting a lot of these folks in jail. And it will all be exposed. We're going to do an anti-sugar campaign. We will be focusing on grams of sugar located in Starbucks. And there will be training for people who work in locations to learn how to coordinate conversations about, I'm sorry, but it's against the law to have more than 2 pumps of sugar. There's sugar packets right over there. But personally, myself, I'm not allowed to put more than 2 pumps of sugar in your drink. What you do from there is up to you. You have to train yourself to detox off of sugar. It is a drug. We'll be taking a look at the food supply, meaning there will be an organization that literally spends its day analyzing all the ingredients and seeing the effects and trying to figure out what each thing is and why we're eating it. Meaning, again, we're reverting back to what Lucky Charms used to be when it first got created. Meaning shelf life is shelf life. However, you don't want almond milk to last 7 months, or milk for that matter. So milk's going to be looked at. Preservatives are going to be looked at. Lactose, whatever y'all do for purification, will all be looked at. We're going to be taking a look at cars and seeing if really electronic cars is the way to go. So we're going to be looking at public transportation. We're going to be looking at cars. We're going to be looking to see if it is necessary to just throw away billions of cars just so we can turn it over to electric because you think it's better for the environment. Because you want to make money. That would be the government, by the way. Because they stopped the bringing in of cars to get you in the mindset that you had to buy an electric car. And now they're doing the Green Deal, which is actually all about car making. And that's it. So now what they're creating is actually an abundance of cars, of double the amount of cars. And then we're going to be left with no ability to drive our other cars. So then we're going to be walking everywhere because, like, for me, I can't afford a $35,000 battery. You really want to get how fucked up this shit is. Like, even me looking at this, it's possible, but it's impossible. It's possible that they would do this to us. And they still don't even give a shit. And they're still fighting me on this. And they only care about money and selfishness and looking cool, which was evidence of what happened today in Walmart. We got politics. We're going to have new laws around politicking. I told you about that in the TikTok video where each politician is going to have a business plan for their state. They're going to have a resume listed, including their criminal backgrounds. They're also going to have to do a what is their pride in what they're up to, of what they want to focus their term on. And if they're not willing to do it, then they're not willing to be in politics. And it must be an action plan. We're going to start utilizing the military for when riots are going on, we're going to call the military in and they're going to start shooting people. And then they're not going to go to jail for it. Comes with the job. So the whole military system is going to shift into new training systems. We're going to take a look at supply and demand, meaning so many units of so much thing. We're going to be taking a look at Earth as we heal Earth. So most of you take a look at supply and demand as in what they need and never once consider what Earth needs. Recycling is going to be part of that supply and demand. We're going to take a look and see what is needed for us to thrive as a society, not what you want supply and demand to be. Just because you want a diamond ring does not mean you get a diamond ring. Just because you want something doesn't mean you get something. We will likely have secret federal agents working in the organization to uncover what Hollywood is up to for these sex parties and this Illuminati shit that they're up to, and we will force our way in. Meaning when Hollywood has meetings and such, we will be involved. Because we're protecting the normals, which is why we hired our government to protect us from people like that. They literally have exposed us, so now we will expose them. All of them. Every last one of them. I don't care if you are The Rock or you are Gary Vaynerchuk. I do not care if you are Elon Musk. You should know better. You should have had integrity. Your own fault. Don't let me get started on Reese Witherspoon, Christina Applegate, Katy Perry, etc., 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 etc. There will be no secrets anymore. That is what our federal agents will be up to. We'll have to increase our, not only our police force, but we'll also have to increase the federal agents within Border Patrol and FBI. We will be building the border wall, by the way, for the safety of our Mexican community. And we will also have agents being multi-dimensional, meaning a Border Patrol agent can act as a federal agent. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We will have child laws of social media, meaning nobody under the age of 6 will be allowed on the internet. I'm talking to the kids because it's their prerogative, but you guys don't know how to talk to kids. Thinking because we catch you, we can catch you being abusive, so it's kind of good. Baby said, yeah, they can be on internet. They said yes. You said yes? They said yes. They said they want to be on the internet because they want to catch you being abusive. Okay. Baby, stay online. All ages. However, you will not be able to capitalize off them financially. And any money that is made so far goes to those children. It's a lot here, but we're not going to go into it because we already have the FBI on it. Riots will be military actions. Meaning if you go ahead and start your riots, we are not playing games here. Guns will be blazing and you will die. We live in a free country. However, you have created this war that's going to cause me to force our hand to get control back into society of what morality looks like. And this is how you do it. No laws, no rules, Dilla. Lipa. Look at how ugly you are. The government will not be allowed to... There's going to be laws around filming people too, by the way. Laws around filming people. We're going to be looking at news media. And we are going to take a look at everybody who owns media companies and all those who trickle down the bottom. Meaning we will take a look and see how you're conversating, what you're reporting, and we will and are taking this very seriously, what you all have done to us. And all I have to do is flip. From the way that you report the weather to the way you report the news. It's all shifting. Not to mention how you seclude us from the real news, which means other people in other countries are getting different news than what we get. We're going to be turning nonprofits over to profits. Talked about taxes. We're going to be revamping the whole system. The whole system's going to be revamped. We're going to take a look at meetings and how they operate. And for example, we're going to have the Senate working with the House in a whole new way. I don't even care how you do it now, but we're going to do this different. We're going to have the Senate and the House, and they have teams that work off of them, right? So we're going to have, like, let's say they have the Senate has like 30 people and the HOR has 60 people meeting once a month on Zoom, in addition to meeting collectively for each state. Then we're going to have off of the HOR, because the Senate is in charge of the HOR. It's like multi-level marketing. This person doesn't do shit, but sit there and look cool and be concept. And then HOR is going to have managers in each department from each system, which then trickles into more. Multi-level marketing. We got meetings here. We got meetings down here. We got meetings up here. Then we got these meetings. And then we have a collective meeting. Now everybody's going to have actions. Okay, Senator, what are you dealing with? What is the project? Okay, everybody, the project is we need roads on Highway 50, Highway 70, and Highway 10. Who's in the highway system? This group. Let's see photos. It needs to happen fast. How much do you need? Have you done the research? Research. By the next time I see you, I want the numbers. Sends over the numbers? Or when? By when? Because what's he going to do between now and the next time you see him? However, what really happens is that you make these people do 20 million reports and then never receive the money at all. And then the roads still say shit while the senator makes a shit ton of money. I want this on my desk by Friday. This is more important than this. This is priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. Here's my work schedule. Real work gets done. Your resume grows. Look at how cool Senator such and such. I'm going to elect him next time. You don't even need to do commercials. No commercials for you, Senator. You're already voted in. I don't give a shit. You're red or blue. But look at all the shit you've done. You're probably actually purple. Everybody's going to be purple. Nobody's going to be red or blue. HOR is going to have a different set of responsibilities. Management team. Meetings. Clearing the space for the meeting with the senator. Senator checks in with the president. 51 employees the president has in the sense of states. And that includes Puerto Rico. And possibly Mexico in the future. We're debating on it still. I do not give a shit, Mexico. The people will speak what they want. And that's what we care about. And guess what we'll do in Mexico is we'll bring our military in and we'll bash in whoever is against us. You want to come to America? Then we're going to bring America to you. We extract all the Mexicans out of here. And we put the ones in jail that are illegally here in the sense of bad ones. We've had enough of y'all entering our country and destroying it. And I'm talking about the bad ones. The good ones are really good. It's like, can we kick some of these, not Mexicans, can we kick some of these Americans out and just put them on an island where they never come back? Once we can complete a functioning, solid schedule where we see results, it's like an oiled machine with little bumps on the road, right? And we got, let's see, we got organizations responsible for bossing people around, creating the morality. That's like the morality police. It's like, this is going to be like the morality police, which is exactly what Iran calls it. This is why they have morality police, which technically is just police. We are going to then anytime a Senate or HOR is dealing in civil rights as a topic, then this civil rights company needs to flag it and send it over to me, which is my job. Well, let me take a look and see. Nothing's off limits for me. I look at it. I say, Donald, this isn't right. This isn't right, but we could do it this way. We could do it this way. Okay, that sounds good. So we kind of it's really important to know that you have to come up with some ideas, and then we might even change it wholly, completely. But the fact that your idea is what sparked this idea, which is so important. However, your idea would cause total chaos and doesn't work. So you may be mad at me sometimes. I don't really give a shit. My other duty will be to work with Donald in global concerns. So once we've established this, with this well-oiled machine of everybody doing their job, speaking their truth, doing landmark, we then take this global, but we have to take a look at people's culture. And that'll be another business plan. The first step in that business plan is to see who are in alliance with the United States of America and who are in alliance with Black Lives Matter. Because we will go to war with those people. And I ain't playing on that one. All I have to do is step in the presence of the leader to know if they're full of shit. And then all I have to do is make a video and tell the country, and they out. You want to work with Obama? Then we got you. Because we here to live a good life, not some dumbass shit y'all be up to. And it'll all depend on what you've done to us in the past, whether you will continue your position or whether you will be executed. Not everybody deserves to be here. That's why government is the government. That's why in the old days they used to hang people for robbing banks. Consequences are real. Meaning some of our celebrities might actually end up in jail. Someplace they never thought they'd be. That's so exciting to me to know that Reese Witherspoon's going to go to jail. And that Mona Van will definitely start off in jail. However, she'll be extradited over to Iran where they will execute her. As she wears that cute little outfit again. I'm sure you'll be really disappointed, Gary, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I don't care how much money you have. Your money is no matter to me. Civil rights. It's like a community now. We ain't putting up with no bullshit no more. It was really beautiful to see your bestie in the lobby. Oh my God, how disgusting. Love it. Okay, anyway, that's kind of an idea of like, not really the business plan because I kind of need to be brought into documentation. But you see the basics. Abortion will have regulations. That's an easy one. We will also do a campaign on education on sex and how to prevent pregnancy. That's what Planned Parenthood is, which is a great organization, including assisting those in the beginning of your decision to have an abortion, which should be at least, it's, what did you say, 10 weeks? I think it's 10 weeks. And if you don't have that out by 10 weeks, sorry. Adoption. That's Planned Parenthood. Meaning you should be able to email them because you have a phone. And if we catch you killing a child at 16, at 14, at 17, you will be prosecuted. the evidence will be in the DNA. You can go ahead and say all day, oh, this is a democracy. Yeah, this is exactly what a democracy looks like, to maintain law and order, because not everybody is good, as we've discovered with the Black Lives Matter community. So my name is Cassandra Bright. I'm your Vice President of the United States of America. This is our loose business plan of some of the things that we'll be having to do first, meaning we're on the uncover and the defense here. And then once we can stir up the bull crap, it really gets moving. And there's millions of people on this planet. We all want to help. It's like sometimes you don't know where to help. Well, this is the first phase, because it's like phases. And then before you know it, you're actually going to do the thing that you love to do. And then as you grow in your education around that thing, you actually become up in the ranks. Meaning even that will be watched by me. All you have to do is put me in their presence and I'll tell you, you're fired, that one. Very easily and very possible. All you have to do is show up to the political party. That would be your senator. Senator, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Tattle, tattle. We're a bunch of tattletales. Tattle, 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 tattle. Factual tattle. Meaning factual is tattling when the person is making you, mind fucking you. And as we evolve, we will be dispersing you'll be able to see it. So we're independent, not codependent. If you know you can't go to your HOR, then you go to the Senate. If you can't go to that one, you go to that one. So you have to get Fox-like. See, it's like doing the action and taking the responsibility, because we still will have some of this nonsense going on. All right, so that's that. We'll have lessons in the future on each one of these individual topics. However, right now that's not coming through. That's that.